Welcome to Six Pack Cinema. On today's episode, we're talking about Happy Death Day to You. Get it? Like Happy Birthday to You because it was Happy Birthday. Now it's Happy Death Day to You, the sequel, where Tree Gelbman discovers that dying over and over was surprisingly easier than the dangers that lie ahead.
Dude, you should review movies.
Oh my god, yes.
Okay, I've had a couple, so... movie review.
What's up, everybody? How are you doing? Thank you for joining us in Six Pack Cinema. We're reviewing Happy Death Day to You. Right away, you may be saying, guys, why are you reviewing this movie? Well, we reviewed Happy Death Day, and it's our most listened to episode.
Shocking.
I just double checked. It's our most listened to episode, which is crazy.
That was early days too.
Yeah. So my name's
that was like our third movie.
Yeah. My name's Jimmy. I got John and Dave here with me. Now we're gonna review the sequel. I didn't go back and listen to our review of Happy Death Day. Something I wanted to do, but I didn't do. Dave, you did. Did you?
No, I just looked up our ratings.
Okay. I wish I did that because I wanted to see. I don't even know if we talked about a sequel or not. But anyway,
I don't think we did because it didn't.
Why would
it
we?
wasn't like sequel baiting or anything.
yeah.
The fact it's a sequel, they had to dig real deep into their little bag of tricks to pull this one out.
I didn't realize the lead character's name was Tree until I just read the IMDb synopsis on the intro.
What is Tree short for?
Teresa, I think.
That's stupid.
Oh, okay. All right. If you're first time listening to Six Pack Cinema, how we do things is we're gonna give our gut reaction, and we're gonna talk about the movie for a little bit, what we liked, what we didn't like. Then we're gonna go into our popcorn score, and then our critical score, and that's about it. So, Dave, why don't you go first with your gut reaction to Happy Death Day to You?
So much worse than the first one. I was an advocate for the first one. I liked it, but I like comedy horrors. The only good thing about this was like the little moments of Jessica Roth. Like she was able to save some scenes because she's so charismatic, the lead. But the plot and like everything was just so much stupider and so much worse than the first.
Sheehan?
I agree. I mean, it was so stupid. Like I knew what I was getting into. Technically, it was Happy Death Day. It was a Groundhog movie, but then it kind of threw me for a little loop because it started off with the Asian friend, and I was like, "There's no fucking way I'm going to sit through an entire like loop of this guy's life." Because at least with the girl, it was like I said, she was charismatic, she was pretty, she was actually worthwhile looking at. This guy was just a dud from the start, and then you start throwing in some next level science, like physics and whatever into this dumbass community college, and it just nothing made sense. Even in like you couldn't even grasp at it as like, oh yeah, this is a fake movie, it's dumb. I can just see the logic there. Nothing was there.
Like in
Nothing.
the first one was like Groundhog Day meets Scream.
Yeah.
It was like a fun mashup. This was like Groundhog Day meets Quantum Leap, and I just couldn't give a fuck about that.
Yeah, meets Butterfly Effect. Like I have no idea. It was very confusing.
I didn't know what they were talking about.
There was sometimes in my notes where I was like, okay, I can dig this because I went into it knowing it was going to be just a stupid, dumb movie, popcorn movie again. So there was a moment, like right when the roommate is now he's going through a loop and like he does his day for the second time. You know, the Asian guy. I can't remember his name.
I don't
have one.
Alan?
I said as soon as I had it up, his name was Ryan. Ryan, yeah. So as soon as Ryan wakes up the second time and they explain it to him right away, I was like, oh, I like that because the worst part about Groundhog Day movies, like I just watched Russian Dolls on Netflix. Like the worst part is when you have to wait for them to figure out, you know, that they're in a loop.
Yes.
Because they're just like, come on, as the audience, we already know this. So I liked that after his first loop, her and her boyfriend were like, oh no, this is what's happening to you. And he didn't have to go through that. Snap right into it and like, let's go find this killer. I was like, oh shit, I kind of like that.
Took 21 minutes to get into that point. I timed it because like, all right, I was the same way. I was like, okay, I'm a little bit at ease now because I had the worst feeling going into the first 21 minutes.
I just didn't want to watch someone have to figure it out again.
No. No.
But then the killer is him. 2 Ryans in the same loop.
What?
They have this huge dumb fight and then an explosion, and I was like, "What? What
At
is
no
this
point
about?"
did they. At no point did they explain why he was 2 in 1 dimension. When the other girl, she crossed over, like she switched dimensions, but there wasn't 2 of her around.
I thought it was going to turn out that she was the killer in that dimension because there was 2 of them.
Yeah, nothing made sense.
And then it sent her back to her original loop, and I was like, that's kind of interesting. That's tricky. Like, I didn't hate that right away because I just didn't expect it at all.
Mm-hmm.
And if they could handle it properly and do if from that point on it became a terrible movie. But I think that
I think there's good ideas in this.
that was my gut reaction. This movie, for a Groundhog Day sequel, had good ideas but terrible execution. Because her being sent back to her original loop after she had already won and stuff, I was like, oh, this is interesting.
Mm-hmm. See, I was hoping that she'd wake up and the boyfriend and Ryan, everyone in that room, would be tied into the same loop. But when he woke up and I was like, oh, they don't know each other again still, I was kind of disappointed.
Yeah,
but I like that it was like a slightly different universe, so it was throwing her off.
That's
Again,
true.
that's like a good idea, but they didn't do... The only good thing with it was her relationship with her mom. But then by the end of the movie, she didn't even need to leave that universe, because her boyfriend was down to leave the other girl.
Yeah, but he was going to get killed.
It made no sense.
Nothing made sense.
You know what was really rewarding? You know what was really rewarding when she was walking down her first loop again?
Mm-hmm.
And the guy that's like closeted that was trying to hit on her in the first movie, the
Mm-hmm.
whole time as an audience, I was thinking there like, just say it. Just scream you're gay. Just scream you're gay. And she did. She just went right up to his face. You're gay. It's like,
That whole first time she's going through the loop again was fantastic, because she was so fed up with doing this. And when she's walking through the quad and just screams,
Mm-hmm.
you can tell, like, I know because I listened to an interview, and then I could tell while watching it, the actor who played her boyfriend and the nerdy guy who were walking behind her are so shocked, because that wasn't in the script. She just improv'd it, being like, this is what Tree would do. She would be so fucking fed up.
It's a good idea. She's very good. And then, I can't say enough about her. I like her. She's the only part of this movie that kept bringing me back into thinking, like tricking me into thinking, oh, this is actually might be a good movie. At certain points, I would be like, oh, okay, I'm getting into this, and then fall right back out again, obviously.
Like, her whole killing herself montage was great, I thought.
Oh, I didn't like that. See, I got to stop myself because I want to try to nitpick this a little bit too much, but I know I shouldn't and I can't. Because if you're just going to kill yourself, you know your body can't take it. Every time you die, you're like getting weaker and weaker. So why are you throwing yourself through a wood chipper? Why are you jumping out of a plane? Just like do the normal stuff, like, you know.
My notes about that were like, she understands that the people in those dimensions stay living in those dimensions, and she's falling to her death right in front of her boyfriend.
Yeah.
And like throwing herself through a wood chipper. Like, those people have to live in that dimension knowing they just saw you do this shit. So you're kind of being super fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, you're traumatizing people in other dimensions for the rest of their lives.
But see, we can't dive too deep into it because this movie is just not that deep. It's hard not to, I know.
Well, I don't think they continue living after the resets. There's just multiple dimensions, but they're not like, life doesn't go on, it just resets in that dimension.
You don't know that. She can't know that.
There
are infinite number of dimensions.
I thought that every dimension just goes on forever.
No,
Yeah,
I think it resets, but like there are infinite other ones where like similar things are going on, and like that's what happened. She got pushed into a different dimension, but when she dies in that dimension, it still resets.
See, Ryan explained, for a scientist, he even explained the multiverse theory wrong. He said there's 6 parallel like worlds going on at the same time. That's wrong. It's every decision you make, it splits your dimensions into 2, where one goes the other way and one goes this way, and that's infinitely going in different directions. So there's not just 6 dimensions.
But
there's like a billion.
Well, no, that's like real life. But in this movie universe, there's 6.
Okay, I'm just saying, like, if he's talking about being a scientist, he just explained the basic theory wrong. Again, I keep getting too into the weeds, and I'm trying not to.
Again,
but
I think you're thinking about it like real life science and like
I know,
real life
and I
multiverse.
know.
Where
I know.
in the science of this movie world, there are just 6.
Understood. Okay.
Best part about that montage was they were playing Paramore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haley Williams crushing it.
hmm
Also, the mom being alive was fucked up.
I
I
like
thought that was
part.
a good twist, though.
That was good.
But for a movie that's supposed to be a popcorn movie, that like is really fucked up.
It was a good way to
I'm-
grab your heartstrings, like right away.
Made
that
me
first time when she like jumped up and was hugging her mom, I was close to tearing up and
Those
was mad
were-
at myself for tearing up in a fucking happy death day to you.
so that's what I'm trying to say. Like those emotions, to make me have those emotions in the middle of this shitty movie was rude.
I agree.
Can you imagine? I mean, come on.
I
Her
agree.
mom was alive. And then I actually liked towards the end of the movie when she realized, like, her mom was talking about memories and she was like, that's not my memories.
Yeah.
Like that, even though it's her in a different loop, like that's not her. That was kind of interesting.
It
Yeah,
was.
and I think they should have dived into like at the end when she said she's going back for her boyfriend. I think it would have been more compelling for her to realize I would be living somebody else's life, and they're in another dimension, dealing with like similar shit. They're probably trying to get back here.
Yeah. That all of that could have been played on more. Do we have to talk about like the killer? Because I don't even understand the plot line. The teacher was now trying to kill her because he was trying to cover up that he had an affair, but then that scene was something out of a middle school play
yes.
where he then kills his wife and says like, I want a divorce.
It
It
was
was
so
so
cringeworthy.
That part was so bad. And I feel like we've complimented this movie more than
We should have.
we should have, but I think it did have great ideas. And there were some interesting points.
And again, I don't even hate the idea that he's a killer in this universe. It's just how the execution was. Like, it makes sense if, like, the universe is different and she's not sleeping with him. Somebody else, like, there would be a whole different killer with a whole different motive.
Yeah, but also in that little confrontation, when she has the gun pointed at him and they're like little standoff, she was like, I got you now, the police are on their way. For what? He hasn't killed anybody yet. He hasn't done anything wrong yet. He's going to, but cops don't know that. If the cops show up, they're like, hey, what are you doing? I dressed up in a mask and I have a knife. What's up? That's it.
Well, hadn't he shot the friend in the stomach at that point?
No. That was different. That was a different timeline.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, at one point, I completely bowed out with trying to understand what was happening with the murder, and I was just
Yeah.
focusing on the things that I somewhat understood.
Okay, that's
Like,
Well, and the
in
murder
one
seemed like so
timeline-
not important in this one.
In one
Did-
universe, her boyfriend was dating the other chick. In another universe, her mom was alive, or that was the same universe, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And
There's only 2 universes.
she kept killing herself to memorize the theory. That's not how it would work. Like her
No.
brain, she wasn't smart enough to ever memorize that.
Well, her back against the wall, maybe something she can get close. I don't know. I see
Yeah,
the effort.
that I'm willing to be like, what? You have to do it, or else you're fucked for life. Like,
yeah.
you'll figure out a way to memorize it.
Those
But-
are the things I was trying to figure out. The killer, I was just like, I can't. I'm using too much brain to figure out this other stuff. So I'm tapping
Well, I
out
think
of
the
this.
movie did too. Like I said, the movie just didn't make the killer seem like such like a big deal in this one. When in the first one, like I said, it was like Scream. It was the driving action for the entire movie.
Yeah, remember the first one, like when the car goes on fire and the killer's outside and like all that scene? That was kind of cool.
Yeah, and she had like a little list of people she thought it might be, and she was checking them off one by one. So that was like the thought process. Maybe that's like similar to the code she was memorizing, because she had memorized the list of people she thought was the killer.
Yeah, I have a. This movie was definitely way worse than the first one,
I think we agree
Mhm.
with that.
and our score for the first one was pretty low.
Terrible.
See, yeah, that's what I was saying the other day. I think we were too hard on the first one. Like, it's not an amazing movie, but it's better than I think it averaged out at like a 40. It's
No,
better than a
I think it was
40.
like 38. I think.
38.7 was our average score. Who was the hardest on it? Me?
Definitely.
Well, 35 from Sheehan, 30 from me, and 51 from Dave. So yeah, I'd say, well, now in comparison to this,
Like, I think we should go back and raise our scores.
I don't know if that's allowed. Because
Yeah.
because
We
I almost
created this. We
almost
can do
every
whatever we
movie
want.
almost every movie I think I'd change my score a little bit
Yeah. This one may be a little bit more so than the others, but
because
you
it
can't
sits
set
with
the
you,
precedent.
it sits with you different.
Yeah.
But
And all these people who listen to this episode, they're going to be like in the dark, so we couldn't do it to them.
yeah, do you wanna get into ratings at all? I mean, is there
Can
more?
I
to
just say one more thing that bothered me the most of the entire movie is the fact that the big decision was, is she going to stay here and be with her mom, who's a lovely person, or go back for her boyfriend, who she has been dating for all of a week?
Yeah,
Why was that a big decision?
I think that was it should have been on she realizing she was living someone else's life.
But
and
no,
they
your
were
mom's
probably
back.
trying.
Your mom's back. You can make up for lost time. Fuck it. Like, yeah, so what? I don't remember my birthday last year. I got my next birthday to look forward to when you're alive.
she's
Nah.
32 years old.
Yeah.
And I can't say this enough. The boyfriend, they were just dating for literally 1 week. Or actually, in the actual real timeline, 1 day.
Yeah, but she fell in love with him because she woke up in his room over and over and over again.
So yeah,
Um,
love by proximity.
Wait,
Proximity.
question for y'all. Did you guys stay for the mid-credit scene?
Nope.
No.
No, that wasn't part of my my screener.
Yeah.
So I'll explain it to you. It's just stupid setting up for a sequel.
Oh,
But,
Jesus.
It shows them all doing like community service for like fucking up that science lab or whatever. And then the government shows up because they had confiscated the stuff and they can't figure out how to make it work. And they want to test it on someone. And so Tree's like, I got the perfect candidate. And it's her bitchy sorority sister friend. It cuts to her like waking up screaming. Like she's in a loop now.
Okay, so I can see that one working out well, because remember that scene with the guy coming out of the shower? You wanted a 3-way? Happy Death Day 3-way.
I promise this to you. We're not doing Happy Death Day 3-way. I don't care if Happy Death Day to You is our second most listened to episode ever. I
We
can't.
might have to. We have to round out the trilogy. Because it's definitely being made. They said if it makes more than $9 million, they're going to make another sequel because they're so cheap to make. And it's
we
made like
have to.
$50 million or something already.
We have
Why are
to.
people like this shit?
We're doing Happy Death Day 3-way.
Weird. Weird. It's weird.
Jimmy loves it. All right, I'm ready to go
Happy
to
Death
ratings.
Day to You. I know that our critical score is low, but our popcorn was high. Like, we liked the movie.
Yeah, it was a
we just
4.
didn't think critically it was good.
Yeah, which is absolutely fair.
Do you want to rate this one? Do we need to talk about anything else?
No, I think I'm ready to
I
rate.
think we got it.
Might be a short episode for a bad movie.
I'm totally fine with that.
All right. Let's go ratings. We'll do popcorn first.
Sure.
So, I mean, I feel like I should have the original one up. No,
Yeah.
that's Happy Time Murders. Okay. We gave it a 4. The first one we gave 4 out of 5 popcorns.
Yeah.
What are you giving this one, John?
I'm gonna give this one a 3.5. Yeah, because like I said, it kept bringing me back for some stupid ass reason. I was very angry at the beginning, then it brought me back. Then it fell out again, brought me back. So I'm going 3.5.
All right. I have a 2.5 for the same reason. I just like the 2.5 is 100% because Jessica Rothe is so likable and charismatic in this movie,
Okay.
which is a lot to give to a movie just for one person carrying it.
I gave it a 2. Which rounds out to 2.7.
So we're
Like a
rounding.
3.
That's
I would
We're not
just
gonna
say
round up.
2.5.
So it's 2 and a 7. So if it's 2.75, that's 3. But it's 2.7. That's like 2.5. Math.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. So that seems fair.
I think it does.
Mm-hmm.
Critical. This is really tough because like Dave said, I think we rated the other one too harshly.
True.
But there's no way we can rate this higher.
No, it's impossible. We have to be true to our grading. This could be like a standalone ranking system here.
Yeah.
So I gave the first one a 30, so I got to give this one a nice 25. Has to be lower.
Yeah, it has to
we
be lower.
I mean, yeah, but we've torn movies apart. We've been very negative towards movies on our reviews.
but
And
again,
you've given them a 40 or plus, you know. But and we've been seemingly upbeat about this one, pretty much.
It's
Well, and
critical.
I'm not saying you're wrong at all. I'm in agreement. Trust me. But I think it's kind of funny.
It's critical.
and I think if we saw Happy Death Day 1 now, we would have rated it much higher
Yeah.
critically.
I think it was just so
So-
bad that we were like, it's laughable, and you're like, well, hey, yeah, that's.
I don't even think
but-
it's so bad at that. It was just so early. We hadn't like locked
No, I'm
into
talking
how
about-
we
I'm
really
talking about
rate
this one.
movies.
Talking
Oh,
about
this one.
as like why we've been so upbeat the past half hour because it was bad. And what else? I mean, you can't really get critical about this because it's so bad.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you went 25.
Yeah. Yeah, which makes it like in my bottom 5 rated movies, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with in honor of Jessica Raw, 32.
Because that's her full grown age.
Mm-hmm. She is not a 19-year-old.
Nope. And I am giving it a 30.
That averages out to a 29.
29.
Wow, Sheehan loved this movie. He's got the highest.
I always hate getting like the extreme ends, guys. I like being middleman.
Well, you're
Cool.
not middleman.
I know, but I
You
mean,
liked
like
it.
on bad movies, I always end up being the top, and it's bad for my brand.
All right. I got the Rotten Tomato scores pulled up. Which one do you guys want first?
Critical.
What do you guys think it is?
Whoa,
30, 31.
I'm gonna go
Critical?
45.
It is at 67.
What?
They're being
As
very,
of
very
this
generous.
morning with like over 150 reviews.
What are they doing?
Are those like? Oh, that doesn't make sense.
All right, audience. What do you guys think it is?
50.
I was going to say higher, but I have no idea. I'll go 55 or 50, whatever, yeah.
It is the exact same 67.
That's bizarre.
I don't know why people like this.
I understand the first one. The first one's a good, schlocky, dumb, what it is.
Yep.
Wow,
Mhm.
this one was too confusing to understand.
I don't know, man. This is why in a few more months we're gonna be able to, or 6 months or so, be able to apply to be reviewers on Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, this
And we're
is
gonna
our
fix
this
this
is
system.
now our 5th lowest critical score on the official Six Pack Cinema
Really?
rankings.
I think that's fair. I like that.
Yeah. There's only 5 that I got below a 30%, and this is one of them.
So which 3 of those, or which 5?
5th place, 5th worst, Happy Death Day to You. 4th worst, 1517 to Paris, 23.1.
That movie sucked.
Fair, fair. Because they were trying to make a good movie.
Yeah.
They failed horribly.
This at least was trying to make a bad movie. Super Troopers 2, 21. That was
Fair.
the same. Fair. How It Ends on Netflix, 18.3.
Disagree
That
wholeheartedly.
movie was brutal.
Yeah,
Disagree
that was-
wholeheartedly with that one.
You gave it a 25. Shan.
I was shamed into that. I don't think
You gave
Yeah,
it a
that
25.
surprises me because I remember you loving it.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I think we just bullied you the entire
You beat the
episode.
shit out of me the entire half hour.
And Mother got a 13.3%.
We were too easy on Mother. It should be lower.
I thought we would give that a 20.
No, you gave it a 15.
Good.
What did I give it?
15. I gave it a 10.
Fair. Again, fair.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
I
well,
love
that sounds
having
good.
this ratings thing. Do we have this available for listeners yet? They can go see what we rated and then find out and stuff.
I've
I'm
been
working on
holding
that.
off sharing it until the site is back up, and then I was gonna post about it.
And I'm
share
working
it
on getting
social.
the email list going so people can apply, send their email in, we'll give them access and monthly newsletter.
Ooh.
Breaking the internet. Breaking the internet with a newsletter.
What?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like
No
that.
one's ever done this.
I like that. Dave, this is your 5th lowest movie officially. You have Action Point in there instead of Super Troopers 2.
Which I stand by that.
Mm-hmm.
And my bottom 5 is the same exact as the
The official one.
the official bottom 5.
All
But
right.
How about that?
How about that?
How about that?
And John, you have Snowman in your bottom 5, and Happy Death Day to You is your bottom 6th.
That's fine. Snowman
I
was
think-
it was only a part of a movie.
Yeah, I think we were easier on it because we were like, it had ideas, it just wasn't done.
You guys just like Michael Fassbender.
No, there's a good movie there.
Yeah, there was, but
Like-
they didn't do it.
Yeah, I know that was a really tough one to judge for me.
Yeah, you can't
Like,
be
again,
critical
like-
of what could have happened. You have to show like what did happen.
I
The
know.
final
but they
product-
ran out of
I
money.
know
They
it
were
is.
still shooting and then just told, no, you can't continue shooting.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you want to go listen to any of our past episodes, we've done. This was our 75th movie, 74th
Ooh.
movie. So we've done a whole bunch. Yeah, we have 74 movies. Every Friday we do Hollywood headlines. We did a full True Detective review. Sometimes we do TV shows. So check those out. We appreciate you. And go check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Six Pack Cinema for all of them. And we appreciate it. Any last words from you guys?
Oh, I think I'm all set.
Love y'all.
There you go.
See ya. We're on Spotify now.